true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you Radio Biafra live broadcast by the eminent Supreme Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, the Director of Radio Biafra, and the Supreme Commander of the Armies of Biafra, MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The evening broadcast, live and direct, on the 9th day of July, 2013. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran restoration websites at www.ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In Him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by your enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on this planet Earth. We are welcoming you to another exciting edition of the News Hour, coming to you from the studios of Radio Biafra here in Los Angeles, in California, United States. My name is NNAMDI KANU. I am your host and director of Radio Biafra, and by the grace of God, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. I'm here in the studio with our dear sister and interim newsreader, I would say, Chidera Akabo, and our host here in Los Angeles. Our host is here with us, Odi Mogalo. We are welcoming you wherever you are on this planet. We're saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, even to some people, because Radio Biafra is received in every country of the world. Wherever you have Biafran people, wherever on this planet you have a congregation of Igbo people, Idoma people, Efik, Anange, Banke, Ibibio, Hijab people, you will receive Radio Biafra there. You can get it via your phone, via your laptop, via your tablet, via your computer, or any other internet-enabled device. All you need to do is to go to www.radiobiafra.co, the Lia Human Rights Initiative.org, peopleofbiafra.org, freedomvoicemedia.com, or indigenouspeopleofbiafra.org. If you can't get us on one, you go to the other one. If you're struggling, please log into your Facebook. If you go to Facebook, which is Radio Biafra London, you should be able to get all the information there to help you access Radio Biafra. If you wish to call us, the number is on the top right-hand screen of your mobile phone, of your laptop, of your tablet, of your computer. All you need to do is to call that number. It's a United States number. It starts with +1 404. Please, we are here in the US. We've been here for the past 3 weeks. We'll be heading to Canada as well. Upon our return, we shall be heading to the wonderful people in South Africa. They are hosting Radio Biafra on or around the 28th of this month. And upon our return, we shall be heading to Malaysia. And after that, we go to Italy. Radio Biafra is touring the entire planet to bring the message of restoration of Biafra closer to our people. Before we proceed to go and get you the headlines on this day, the 9th of July in the year of our Lord 2013. The time have just gone slightly past 9 minutes past 11 here, isn't it? It's 11 o'clock. Here is 9 minutes past 7 p.m. in London and also in Biafra land. We are welcoming you wherever you are. Please, Chidera and our dear brother Odimogalo, can you please say hello to our wonderful people before we proceed, please?
Hello, wonderful people of Biafra. My name is Chidera Akabo, and I'm welcoming you to this segment of the broadcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, hello, Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, wherever you are in the planet. Welcome to this segment.
Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra. Is an open platform. You can call us. You can say whatever thing that is on your mind. All we are here to do is to get Biafra unashamedly. We are not apologizing to anybody about Biafra. We are not pleading with anybody about Biafra. We are here to get Biafra in truth and honesty. Anything else we will not do. Because this is Radio Biafra. What we say is what we do. When Radio Biafra started, we said we are going to be on the path of the truth, regardless of whose ox is God. Regardless of the feet we step upon, regardless of the toes that we crush into the ground, the truth must be maintained at all times. Radio Biafra is about the truth. We cannot afford to lie. Any day we lie, Radio Biafra shall close down. Any day we engage on propaganda, Radio Biafra will shut down that very day. We are here to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Any information received from Radio Biafra has been verified by our team of researchers. Any information you receive on Radio Biafra is factually correct. If you think that we are defaming you, if you think we are assassinating your character, please go and check yourself. If you feel that we have said something that is libelous, please sue us. We'll gladly attend court wherever you call us to attend. Also, when we call you to attend court, please oblige us and do so. We are welcoming you once again wherever you are. For all the new people that this is Radio Biafra, all you need to do is every evening 7 p.m. in London, 7 p.m. UK time every evening, Radio Biafra is on the air. It is past 11 a.m. in the morning here in Los Angeles. We are here because our brother Odimogalo and the wife, the entire family, is hosting Radio Biafra here. Some people have complained that Radio Biafra should be hosted by nothing less than 10 people. We said yes, that is possible in an ideal world, but right now it is not feasible. It is not feasible. Our people here are working 25 hours in a 24-hour day. They are very busy. They are working. They cannot even find time for their families, talk less of giving Radio Biafra the attention that it deserves. Once again, we're welcoming you. We'll now go to Chidera, please, to give us the headlines and accompanying news roundup, please, before we go on to not only to analyze the news, to bring the impact of the news to our people. We shall also begin to take calls as well. Please, go ahead.
The news headlines. Britain's new anti-terror law bans Boko Haram. We're also reporting that northern rulers won't back Jonathan's re-election bid in 2015. A kidnapper kills a soldier and kidnaps Israeli in Benin. Also, someone is saying the harm Nigeria does to the north. We're also reporting that Boko Haram reached final settlement with Nigerian government. European targets not ruled out in Boko Haram attacks. Also that 80% African offenders in China are Nigerians. And lastly, Amba Osuntokun calls on federal government to address Southwest marginalization. Now the news in detail. The Nigerian-based Islamist extremist group Boko Haram is to be banned in Britain under anti-terror laws, the British Interior Ministry announced on Monday. The Home Office said British-based extremist member Ansar Deen, also known as Ansar al-Sharia UK, would also be proscribed from Friday subject to parliamentary approval. This will make membership of and support for these organizations a criminal offense, the ministry said in a statement. As the nation prepares for the next general election, a strong indication emerged yesterday that some key northern traditional rulers who spearheaded the emergence of President Goodluck Jonathan in 2011 are not ready to back his re-election in 2015. The anger of the monarchs, Vanguard gathered, stems from what they see as a spirited attempt by the presidency to deny an agreement President Jonathan allegedly reached with them before they gave their nods to his election in 2011. A northern governor who spoke to Vanguard on condition of anonymity pointed out that there was an unwritten understanding between the president and northern monarchs that he would not stay in office beyond 2015 if given the support to complete late former President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua's tenure and run for a term of 4 years. As the nation prepares for the gunmen yesterday in Benin, Edo State, killed a soldier on guard duty at Setraco Construction Company yard and kidnapped an Israeli working with the company. Vanguard gathered that another soldier was reportedly shot and wounded, while a third soldier, also on guard duty, was said to have escaped the attack launched by the gunmen suspected to be kidnappers. It was also learned that the kidnapped victim, whose name could not be established at press time, is said to be a staff of Setraco working on the Upper Mission Road in Benin. Last week, the National Teachers Institute announced that about 80% of teachers in northern Nigeria were not qualified to teach. Just before that, the Federal Ministry of Education had announced the cutoff marks for admission into the federal government colleges, known as unity schools, with the shocking piece of information that while the cutoff marks was as high as 139 for a southern state like Anambra, it was as low as 2 for pupils of a northern state like Yobe. According to the Federal Character Commission in 1954, when Nigeria opted for a federal form of government, the concept of quota system as a policy was adopted in the recruitment of persons into the officers' corps of the armed forces and the police, as well as in admissions into educational institutions to promote a fair representation and close the existing disparities among the parts of the nation. On the surface, it is a good idea because it ensures that no single area gets into federal establishments to the detriment of other areas. The federal government on Monday announced that it has reached an understanding with the militant Islamic sect Boko Haram, which would lead to the signing of a ceasefire deal with the group. Chairman, Presidential Committee on Dialogue and Peaceful Resolution of Security Challenges in the North, Alhaji Tanimu Turaki, said this while speaking on the Hausa service of Radio France International on Monday. Turaki, who is the Minister of Special Duties, however, said the panel had not signed an agreement with the violent sect. European Union Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Mr. David McCrae, has said that there is foreign interest in the security challenges facing the country. McCrae spoke in Abuja yesterday. He said, "We were all very surprised, especially by the suicide bombings, because as we all know that Nigeria has a lot of life. The idea that Nigerians will want to sacrifice their lives for such a ridiculous call is beyond the comprehension of Nigerians. We can only think that this kind of thing is foreign inspired." The Nigerian ambassador to China, Aminu Wali, on Monday said Nigerians were responsible for about 80% of the offenses committed by Africans in China. Over 400 Nigerians, he added, were serving various jail terms in China for drug-related offenses. Wale stated this in Beijing ahead of President Goodluck Jonathan's state visit to China. He said, we certainly have big issues with drug-related crimes committed by Nigerians in China. And when you look at the whole of Africa, you find out that about 80% of all the offenses and crimes committed by Africans in China is committed by Nigerians. Former Nigerian ambassador to Germany, Akinjide Oshontokun, on Monday urged the federal government not to wait for the Yoruba to revolt before addressing the marginalization affecting the Southwest. The professor of history spoke during the 74th birthday lecture of the chairman of Splash FM, Chief Adebayo Akande, at the University of Ibadan. Speaking on the place of the Yoruba in the ethno-political configuration of Nigeria, Oshontokun urged the federal government to be fair to all the zones in the country, irrespective of their political learning.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Thank you very, very much. We've picked out a few things. We are reporting that Boko Haram has been banned. Northern traditional rulers are saying that Goodluck Jonathan reneged on the agreement they reached in 2011, and as such, they will not back him. That is only in Nigeria will you hear that traditional rulers and governors call somebody, reach an agreement, and they rig election for you, put you into power. Only in Nigeria will such a nonsense obtain. There is also the incident of kidnapping. An Israeli citizen has been kidnapped working for Cetraco, it's called construction company somewhere in Edo State. 80% of teachers in the northern part of Nigeria are hopeless. They themselves were ill-educated, and they are passing on the same nonsense to the people that they are teaching. And also, Nigeria have now struck a deal with Boko Haram to take more of our money, to take more of our oil, money and proceeds. The little 17% left for the rest of the country. If we recall that 83% of every natural resource in the country is controlled by Hausa, Fulani people and their Yoruba lapdogs, their co-conspirators in Yoruba land. Now they are reporting this, the chairman of this very committee that was set up by Goodluck Jonathan was speaking to Radio France Hausa service. There is BBC Hausa service. There is VOA Hausa service. There is no BBC Igbo service. There is no VOA Igbo service. There is no Radio France Igbo service. This is what they are doing. They use our oil money. They go and bribe all these multinational communication companies and broadcasters not to report any incident on Biafra. They bribe CNN. They bribe Al Jazeera. They bribe BBC. They bribe all of them with oil money. You're wondering why is it that BBC, why is it that CNN, why is it that all these people will not report anything concerning Biafra? Why won't they announce to the world that Radio Biafra is in the United States? The reason why they will not do that is very, very simple. The Hausa people understand the diplomacy of settlement. They go and use the same oil money coming from Biafra land to go and bribe people to stop them from talking about Biafra. There is no other service we have than the service coming from Radio Biafra to tell us the truth, the service coming from Radio Biafra to educate, to enlighten, and to shape the minds of our people. When Hausas want, they can tune into Radio France. They don't need a transmitter. When you tell our people why we need a transmitter, they don't understand it. Their minds are not sophisticated enough to appreciate the power of media. The Hausa people occupy every international platform in the world, and that is why the world listens to them. That is why the British can come out and say that the Hausa people are being marginalized. That is why Americans can submit a report saying that the Hausa people are being marginalized, because their own VOA is reporting every day in Hausa language. In England, BBC is reporting every blessed day in Hausa language. In France, in continental Europe, they are reporting in Hausa language. How many platforms do we have reporting on Igbo language? The answer is that it is only on Radio Biafra that you will hear it. People don't understand why we want our transmitter. We need our transmitter so we can speak to the whole world. We can speak to our people in our own various languages so they will understand what is happening to us. We need our transmitter so the people in the villages, people in our homes, people in offices will be able to accept and appreciate and absorb what is happening to their people all over the world. We are in very serious difficulty. We are in very serious pain regarding our march towards Biafra, regarding the incessant connivance of the Yoruba people with the Hausa people to do away with us, regarding the foolishness being pumped out in Yoruba-owned Pentecostal churches all across the length and breadth of Igbo land every blessed weekend. These are the type of nonsense we are fighting against. We are fighting against the evil that says that Boko Haram must stay and continue killing people. We are talking about traditional rulers in the north who are cutting deals with Goodluck Jonathan, deciding who governs Nigeria. We are also lamenting the kidnapping of an Israeli worker at Setraco Construction Company in Edo State, and also the ignominy of the fact that 80% of teachers teaching these young Boko Haram recruits in the northern part of Nigeria are themselves ill-educated. They are illiterates teaching illiterates. We are also bringing you a report today that 80% of every crime committed in China, unfortunately, is committed by people from Nigeria. And if we know those that travel out with Nigerian passports, we know that a significant, sizable number of them are Igbo people. That is why we want Biafra. We want to go back to where we come from. We want to make it impossible for the continued criminalization of our children, the continued stigmatization of our children, because they are carrying a green paper, they are carrying a green document that if you have a brother, if you have a relative in China, please make sure you look for them. There is every likelihood that a significant number of them are languishing in jail. And in China, prison conditions are not entirely conducive. We must try and get Biafra as quickly as possible so we can negotiate the safe return of these people to complete their service, to complete their sentence in Biafra land. Also, this evening, this afternoon, morning, as a matter of fact, we have traveled so much that we have even lost our sense of timing. We are 8 hours behind London, so it is still morning here. It's 25 minutes past the hour of 11 in the morning, 11 a.m. It is the same time past the hour of 7 p.m. in London and also in Biafra land. With very heavy heart, we are letting you know that Hausa language is everywhere. They are speaking Hausa language on VOA, which is Voice of America. They are speaking Hausa language on BBC. They are speaking Hausa language on Radio France International. The chairman of the committee to reconcile and negotiate with Boko Haram is a Hausa man. He reached a deal with Boko Haram. He did not go to NTA to announce this deal to the world. He did not go to Radio Nigeria to announce this deal to the world in English language. He announced it on Hausa program on Radio France International. And sometimes I wonder the type of God that made some of our people, that they do not see the urgency, they do not see the need to expand the operations of Radio Biafra to include us transmitting on transistor radios, to include us transmitting via satellite into homes, be it visual or audio. That is why everybody's help is needed to make sure that we match the effort of our enemies. As we are talking about Biafra, Nigeria is busy taking the oil from Ebema, taking the oil from Awamama. They sell the oil from Opa. They sell the oil from all over Biafra land. They use the same oil money to go and give to our enemies and say to them, do not talk about Biafra. That is why even if we are dying till tomorrow morning, none of them can run a sensible, informative documentary on Biafra. That is why you need your own. And before I hand over to my brother for his own analysis, I leave you with this. The fact that they refuse to carry information on Biafra, the fact that they refuse entry for Igbo language into CNN, into VOA, into BBC, into Radio France does not mean you abandon yourself. We have to continue with what Radio Biafra is doing. We need to support the expansion of Radio Biafra in all its work. We need to relentlessly march on until we restore Biafra to its rightful place. This is Radio Biafra. If you're joining us, please, Chidera, can you remind our listeners the number to call should they wish to join this conversation in the next 10 minutes, please?
The number is +1 404 789 8796. Again, +1404 789 8796.
Thank you. We are also reminding you that should you wish to join us via Skype, please, all you need to do is to add Radio Biafra to your Skype list. Just add Radio Biafra to your Skype contact list, and you should be with us. Once again, we're welcoming you wherever you are. We presented our headline that today Boko Haram has been banned in the United Kingdom. Northern traditional rulers who are the owners of Nigeria reached a deal with Goodluck Jonathan to say to him in 2011, if we vote for you, you give us back the power. Goodluck Jonathan is reneging on that, and because of that, they're saying they're not going to support him, and it means that Nigeria is coming to an end. That was why our dear brother and learned friend and attorney and barrister at law at the same time in England, Barrister Imam Mezu, said that he's pushing on Goodluck Jonathan in consonance with what our elders are saying, in consonance with what some elected officials are saying from the southeast and south, because Jonathan continuing there hastens the end of Nigeria, because we know that the Northerners cannot bear another 4 years under the rulership of the Bible, because Goodluck Jonathan is a Christian and they don't like it. They hate Christians being in power in the country. Obasanjo is more or less one of them. In case somebody comes up and says, after all, Obasanjo is a Christian, no, he is not. Obasanjo was thrust upon them to assuage the feelings of the talkative Yorubas, so that they can support the One Nigeria fraudulent enterprise. Those are our headlines. If you have any comments to make, if you have any suggestions, any views, you can do so in the next 10 minutes to be precise. Please, my dear brother, what do you make of what we are presenting today, and which one actually takes your fancy most?
Yes, what you're saying is very important, and there's some remarkable information that is there, which I picked up. All of them are, but there are some that are more important. The issue of Nigeria bribing other nations and the media to ensure that they don't raise the issue of Biafra and the oppression of our people is very significant, and that we note that, because during the war, this is what actually happened. That was why Nigeria's diplomacy eventually won the support that it did. Most people outside were not exactly well informed. The fact that Nigeria was trying to cover up all the evil that was done, all the bombing of civilian places, people's homes and hospitals and refugee centers, and they were covering it up while the world was asking what was going on. But how they did it was that they were bribing those people. They were trying to prevent them from knowing actually what is going on. And this bribery is done in subtle ways. It's done in ways that would make what they're doing seem that it is legal or that it is legitimate, And we have to be very conscious of that. It seems that the Nigerian government is simply representing the Hausas and the Yorubas. They are not representing us. They have never actually represented us. Why are our people languishing in jail? And these people are actually, if you check some of the Nigerian representatives who are there, they are either Hausa or Yoruba people. And when they are there, they are not concerned about these people who are in jails. They just leave them to languish and die off there. In fact, do not rule out that these people incite those people, those nations, to deal with our people, to do away with them. That's why we are saying all these things. This information is being brought out in Radio Biafra. There is wickedness going on against our people, and we cannot just be quiet while these things are going on. Regarding education, you all have seen, if anybody who pays attention will now know that the entrance requirements into tertiary institutions are now so lopsided, are done in such an unfair way, that cutoff mark for certain places in the north is 2 and 0 for your JAM. And then for people in southeast, for us, is 100 and something. This is terrible. This is a whole wide disparity, unfairness. And we shouldn't encourage it in any way, shape, or form. These things cannot continue in this form. In fact, this senior secondary school certificate for you to is a requirement for you to go into tertiary institutions. For the Northerners, they made it in such a way that even with a senior Arabic or Islamic certificate, you can go in. Can you imagine that? But this is what is happening in Nigeria. It is happening before everybody else. You know? So that is why we are educating people to know that if we continue this way, it can only be to our own disadvantage. Because we are the people who are being oppressed. We are the people who are being denied opportunity. We are the people who are being denied our rights when you are running a government in this fashion. And it has been happening in Nigeria since ever it started in 1960. That is why those the crisis we had in 1960 took place. You all, if you get in and check what happened in 1960, immediately the election was rigged in 1959 so that the North can have a majority in the House. And after that, in 1962, there was a rigging of the census in 1962 and 1963. When that census was reconducted in 1963, a UN official observer was brought in to organize it. Well, after the election, Tafawa Balewa ensured that that election was not published. And because of it, there were, all this crisis continued. The West, Awolowo revolted because the North was subverting his own political advantage in the West. Crisis started, and within it, more than 2,000 people died in the West. In fact, people ran away. Most Yorubas, thousands of them ran to Dahomey for that is Benin, the next door neighbor, for refuge.
Political violence didn't start today. Political violence has been a feature of that landscape from time immemorial. That is the most distressing thing out of this. And I wonder how the members of parliament felt in Britain when they were prescribing or when they were banning Boko Haram, because Boko Haram is their invention. The British government invented Boko Haram because had they not coupled Nigeria together, had they not insisted on the preservation of the so-called territorial integrity of Nigeria, this nonsense will not be happening. The Northerners, they want their own Arewa state, but they want Arewa state with access to the oil. Nigeria gives them access to the oil. They have Sharia laws in place in their own areas, yet they want to eat their cake and to have it, and Britain is making it possible for them. Let this serve as a warning to any country that if you support evil, evil will surely be visited upon you. And it's rather very telling as well that there is another very tiny obscure group known as Ansar al-Sharia in the UK. These are the main financial or part of the supply chain to Boko Haram. These are people from Pakistan. These are people from the Islamic part of India. These are people from all over the Middle East who are Muslims in the UK. Some of them get together, contribute their widow's mite to support Boko Haram. They are not Hausa people. They are not original to the Sahel region of West Africa. Yet they understand the need to support their own kind in the fight to Islamize everybody in that country. Yet we have people who are bearing various Igbo names who stupidly wake up in the morning and pretend nothing is happening. There was something you said yesterday about when you see danger coming and you still remain thinking it's not going to affect you. That danger will definitely and ultimately consume you. That danger will consume you. There was something you said yesterday, my dear brother Odi. He was mentioning what happened to the Jews when they were being killed. How was it possible that 6 million Jews were killed and nobody said anything? It's because when they kill one, the other person will think, oh, it won't affect me. There's something that we are doing now. When Boko Haram is going about picking us off one after the other, when we are being thrown in jail all over the world, you say, oh, no, but it won't happen to me and my family until it gets to you and your family. What is happening to us is disgraceful as a people, and we must rise up against it with Radio Biafra at the forefront of it, championing it. That is why we say all the time that we are not going to retreat. We are not going to surrender. Biafra is going to come. If some of the people listening today want it or not, Biafra is coming. The reason why we know that Biafra is coming is because those at the helm of affairs, those piloting the affairs of Biafra now, are very, very resolute. These are men appointed by the Almighty himself to be able to plead the case for his people. And we are not going to relent. Let's take this call. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you're calling from. You are the first caller today to Radio Biafra, broadcasting from Los Angeles. Your name and where you are, please.
Good day. This is Ugochukwu Zokwala. I'm coming from Fort Worth, Texas.
You are calling from Fort Worth, Texas. Go ahead. What would you like to say, please?
I would like to thank the host, Odi, and you also, especially Chidera. You guys are doing a good work, and it's worthy of commending and congratulating you for the work you are doing is not an easy job. And coming to my point, why I'm calling this early, because as you know, I don't like calling on air to make my points heard. The main point, as you have said earlier, you came to RadioBiafra came to US for the transmitter to make great awareness and for the transmitter.
Yes.
But since I have had a lot of things all this while, nobody has haven't heard about it, or people who hosted you or who are hosting you done anything about it or try to organize with their friends or those. Why I'm saying this because most of us here in America have been here for a long time, and then they have friends who are influential or who have when you call them, they will come out. So what we are here is for the transmitter, so that people back home can be able to listen and hear what we are talking about. This is not time for storytelling or teaching us about Bible or talk about history about Nigeria, because people back home, they are not getting what we are saying. It's not I'm very, very disappointed about the whole things about Americans, how everything. The only message I have is for Moses Igbo, who have been doing a lot of work, and also Clifford. They have done a lot of things, try to support. And but now you have been to some other places, San Francisco and other places. Nobody has ever talked about. I don't know if they have contributed off air. I don't know. So that's why I'm calling. And secondly, and when you talk about our Council of Elders, because I saw it on Facebook, some of us made a comment about it that they should try to engage people back home. We have to use what we have to get what we want. They should engage if it's like going around talking to a community. So because people back home should hear about RadioBiafra and Biafran restoration. It's not like people look at us as if it's a child's play. It's only done on Facebook. Nobody, people are not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. And then, tell me, when you talk about language, Igbo Alpha, a BBC or this and that, our Igbos, we don't even teach our children Igbo in our homes. Some of us are born in Lagos or even in Benin, they speak English throughout. Yes. Even people who are born outside Nigeria, also in Europe or in US, they don't teach their children Igbo language. They prefer to speak English, which is nonsense to me, because you have to know your identity, know where you come from. Some people even telling me to change my name to English. I said no, that is my identity. If you can't pronounce my name, try to learn it. That is my identity. So if you have anything, because I'm calling because I'm displeased with all Americans, both wherever they may be. If you are coming to or you have been here for a long time, I'm not happy with even the host. It's good to host the RadioBiafra. It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal.
Yes.
It's not a big deal. Hosting is not only what you have to do. Try to support. We need funds, because people are dying back home. Nobody is doing anything about it. We all hear is about story all the time. It's not good, because who are we going to talk about Biafra to? Who?
Is even thank you very much. It's even a very good thing that you're bringing this up, and we have had people host RadioBiafra at very huge expense. You yourself, you have hosted RadioBiafra in Dallas Fort Worth area, which is a wonderful thing. There are those in New York. There are people on Facebook saying that they are from the tri-state, which is New Jersey, New York, and is it Milwaukee? I don't know where they come from. In the north. There are no Biafrans in New York. There are no Biafrans in Washington, D.C. There are no Biafrans in Virginia. There are no Biafrans in Maryland. They cannot afford to host RadioBiafra, talk less of contributing towards the transmitter. So that is why anybody who brings out him or herself to host RadioBiafra is a brave person, is worthy of our support, is worthy of our respect. Because in New York, in Maryland, in Washington D.C. area, in Virginia, in Massachusetts, in is it Wyoming? They call it, all that part of the world. There are no, I said no, capital N-O. And when the Biafra neighbor, they are full of evil cowards. Talking about Biafra, when it comes to action, they are lacking. That is why we honor anybody that brought out himself to support Radio Biafra. Thank you very much for calling. Your views are taken on board. Give us your name and where you are, please. We have a caller on the line. Give us your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, my name is Ezden Joko. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to come in response of what the first caller just concluded about funding for the transmitter.
Yes.
I would like to use this opportunity to make a brief comment. Now, some time ago, you mentioned that MASOP were sponsoring Radio Biafra before.
Yes.
Now, MASOP are people from home. They are not based in abroad. And they were able to sponsor Radio Biafra. Now, I would say, if our people here in abroad are not ready to sponsor Radio Biafra or to get a transmitter, let us carry this message back home. I think most of our people back home are better than the people in U.S. I'm telling you the truth. Most of us here in U.S., I don't know what we are just doing here. Echo every time, echo. Some time ago, you were in Houston. You said that you attended some party. You saw some of our people with a big flashy car. I'm just telling you, most of them are just, those cars you see them on credit. They are just miracle. Every time I need CC. They don't have CC. Most of them, when they go home, is when they have collected their income tax. You see them rushing back home, carry some little money they get from their income tax. Get income. Everywhere back home. If you tell them to bring something about the issue of Biafra, they will all run away. When they carry everywhere, not carry. Most of all those things you see that they are having this on credit. All of them is on credit. They don't have anything. So I will say, let us go back home. People back home will be able to do better in this transmission issue. If they contribute 1,000 to 2,000, we'll be able to buy this. What about this? Our people back here in America.
Eze, thank you very, very much.
When we were in San Francisco, the maker told you something, but he may not understand what he told you. He says,
yes,
if it is a birthday party helicopter, you will see everywhere will full. What Mr. Maker was just trying to let you know, if you say a birthday party, you see all of them will come with their borrow cars to come and show up, everywhere. So let us go back home to let our people start contributing. Thank you.
Yes, before you go, before you leave the line, you said if people back home can contribute 1,000 naira, can you tell me what is 1,000 naira in dollars, please?
1,000 naira in dollars is about $5.
If people in the United States cannot contribute money towards the purchase of the transmitter, we will not only disregard them, but we will bar them from entering Biafra. They will not come in. They will not come in. If they want to go and join Hausa Fulani people as a result of this decision, that is their business. We will defeat all of them together. We are letting them know. Such selfishness cannot happen in Biafra. Such evil and wickedness from the people living in the US will not be tolerated in a new Biafra. It is either you are a Biafran or you are a US citizen. A non-American, in America. To expect people who are dying back home, people whose businesses are being destroyed, people being bombed out of the northern Nigeria, to ask them to contribute to transmitter when people are here eating hamburger alone is unacceptable. We will not have it. We will go ahead to get Biafra, but people in America will not only be sanctioned, they cannot enter the kingdom of heaven on this earth, which is Biafra. Such wickedness has no place in Biafra. Such evil has no place in Biafra. This is called, that when we are growing up, there is a difference between intelligence. Ako is being clever. At the end of the day, you end up with nothing. These Jews tried the same nonsense, and 6 million of them were massacred. We tried the same garbage and we lost 3.5 million. We thought we were sensible. We thought we were developing Kanu. At the end of the day, you abandoned your property, you ran for your life, you were killed, and I will give you 20 pounds on the own sense. We say we are intelligent, and then there was an tune in Nigeria. Cattle rearers are ruling you in Nigeria, and you claim you are intelligent. I am disappointed. Not only the breed of Igbo people that came to America is a disgrace to the Igbo race. It's a disgrace to the Igbo race. Thank you very much for calling, and God bless you. Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra. If you wish to join us, the number to call is on the top right-hand corner of your screen. We have a brother here in the studios of Radio Biafra. Perhaps you may be a bit shocked how we do things in this part of the world, but we speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We don't tolerate nonsense at Radio Biafra. We go full steam ahead to get Biafra in truth and honesty. We say what needs to be done for us to accomplish Biafra. Nothing more, nothing less. If you are relaxing here, pontificating, analyzing, to doing one thing or the other, claiming your life is safe and better for you, you must be a moron because you don't know anything at all. At Radio Biafra, we want to help our people back home come out of the bondage they are in. We want to help accomplish Biafra. If you don't know what we are doing, please go and ask His Royal Majesty Honorable Justice Eze Ozobo, retired. He is the chairman of the Council of Elders of the Indigenous People of Biafra. These were the men that signed the documents that allowed us to take Nigeria to court in Nigeria. If you don't know who this man is, then you are not alive. If you don't know who Dr. Dozie Ikedife is, then you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know who Achuzie is, then you don't have any need or reason to exist. These are the men in court in Nigeria battling for Biafra, and you're eating hamburger in America. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you are, please. Your name and where you are, please.
Hello, my name is Chima. I'm calling from Russia.
Chima, you are calling from Russia. Please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead. This is Radio Biafra.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you in the victory that the Radio Biafra this demonstration in Nnamdi Kanu from this work well done. I want to also say if Americans Biafrans in America, if they are not ready, in fact I am so much advanced by the last caller said. If Americans are not ready to contribute to the transmitter, it's better to take it back to the people in the Biafra land, because they are the people that really need it. Americans, if you watch the Americans, are the people that they don't come back home. They will stay there, many of them stay there for how many years, at something years, they don't come back home. If you watch most of the uncompleted houses in Naija, in the Biafra land, all of them are America. They have nothing. Most of them have nothing. They only just making noise. They have nothing. Please, I'm just living to the communion of first. If the Americans are not ready for fertility entity, that we can please just take it back to him. Let's take it back to him. The people that are ready to do something. Because they are the people that are dealing with Americans that know the work. Since I've been following this program, that's from beginning.
Yes, can you stay where you are? Let's take this call. Stay where you are. Let's take this call, please. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, my name is Chukwudi. I'm calling from South Africa.
Yes, Chukwudi, go ahead. This is Radio Biafra from Los Angeles in California. The world is hearing your voice. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, if you can remember what I told you about the American people, there is too much love in America. I don't think the American people believe like there is something like Biafra. So you have to leave the American people and move ahead and go to other places that can support Biafra, not America. Because they can't continue every day talking about the American people. You are going to spend now more than a month in America, and nothing is coming out in America. I wish if you spend more than the week you spend in America and in Israel, I believe that something was coming out in Israel. But now everybody working in America. Upon now, nothing else has been achieved from the American people. I And I told you many of them are living there in America for more than 20 years. When I tell you about Biafra, they will tell you about nonsense. We are not like Biafra myself. This is not myself issue. This is the Human Rights Initiative in connection with the lady of Biafra. We are not in a myself area this time around. So if you can believe me, you can forget American people. Let us move ahead. When you get Biafra, then you give American those people that live in American the condition. If it is okay for them, then they will abide our law. If it's not okay for them, let them stay in America. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much for calling. We have our brother here in the studio. We have him. He just came in a while ago. And I'm sure he'll be shocked at what he's hearing, the type of venom being directed to the people here in America for their lukewarm attitude towards Biafra, for their complacency, for their wickedness in abandoning our people back home to be killed and ravaged in the northern part of Nigeria without showing leadership. We had expected them to show leadership, but they have failed to show leadership, hence the presence of Radio Biafra here in the United States. We are here to make life better, not worse, for our dear brothers. We will ask him to join us in a minute, but before that, let's take this call. Give us your name and where you are, please. This is Radio Biafra. Turn your system down. Your name and where you are, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Richuku Emedikam. I'm calling from Dublin, Ireland.
Yes, please go ahead.
I am very, very, I have to make my concern and clear. Before last I talked with you the other day, I said that a description in the Bible, quotation in the Bible, where Jesus Christ said it's difficult for a rich person or somebody who perceives him or see himself as rich to go to heaven, So this thing is not something unusual or something whatever, but I think that we need the people of Malaysia, the people of South Africa. Those are the people who have seen suffering in Nigeria and go out to make it work. They don't want to live their life 100% permanently in those countries. Nobody in South Africa wants to live in South Africa. They want to make money and go back to Nigeria. Nobody in Malaysia wants to do that. Nobody in Indonesia wants to do that. They want to get some money and come back to Nigeria. That is why they come back to where they come from. That is why they travel to all those countries. Those are the people we want. Those are the people that will bring what we are looking for. Those people in America, they cannot do anything. They go to party and they drink and they put it in Facebook. That is what they do. It's not them that we need. Yes, they can have a good heart, but they cannot do a freedom fighting. They cannot bring anything. So somebody that is hungry, said a hungry man is an angry man. If somebody is not hungry, you come there, you whatever you say, you can even bring scotch, you'll be drinking, telling you how things will happen in the upper heavens and the middle heavens and thereabouts. So we don't want that. What you want is an action. People are getting cold. I am getting cold. The spirit is dying, and I don't want the spirit of every other Biafran person anywhere to die because we are in America. Something might look good. Not everything that look good is actually good. We need America, yes. We need them, yes. But they will come out when the political structure, they always like to reap where they did not sow. Those are our people that are in America. They have got the gene. They have got the same thing. They have got the rub off of what is happening. So we cannot go and waste our energy. This is our youthful energy that we have right now. That everybody is getting on board, trying to move the same age with us. We cannot let the people to run us cold. It's either you are hot or you are cold. We don't need lukewarm. American people are lukewarm and they are condemned. They cannot be anywhere. When they get hot, we will know by their action. I said by their fruits we shall know them. It doesn't take a while for anybody to know what a child will be. We cannot waste our youthful energy, the zeal that we have now, try to make some kind of pretending that some other people will come and join us from sky. We don't know. I remember when I was in secondary school, my uncle gave me 100. My uncle in America gave me 100 naira. And what he wrote, the letter he wrote to me, I saved it and I will read it for him one day. He said, to whom much is given, much is expected. For the 100 naira he gave me, and I look at it, I was very small, but I'm very smart as well. I laughed. Those are the mind of people in America. We don't want to waste our energy there. If they don't come, my brother, go to South Africa. I always go to holidays in South Africa. I see our boys, I see our people. Yes, they might be in sort of things, but those people they are the people that we need. Those people in Malaysia, they are the people we need. They are the people that can do anything. They will do anything. Those people in Indonesia, even those in India, they are not there because they want a good life. They just want a small change so that they can go and establish in Nigeria. That is why the Malaysian people are very, very, very formidable. That is why South Africa is coming up and they are going to be very much more better than what we are seeing in Malaysia or Indonesia, that side. So I am telling you, my brother, it's either you preach the gospel and sermons and then we continue the journey. Please do fast and go to South Africa. And as I told you the other time, I will be joining you if God permits me. I will be coming over. Let us not waste our time. People are getting cold and they are waxing. They are just messing out by listening to those people. That I have my sister, my mom, my almost half of my family. I have told them about Biafra and what we are doing. None of them have actually come up and say, oh, this is good. They don't even listen. I have preached so that if my own people who knows about it do nothing, I wonder what other people there can do. It's a waste of time. Unless Obama come to Nigeria, even we don't need all those things. We need our people. There are people in my village that are hungry to know that where are we going. If I call them, they will tell me, brother, where are we going? What is happening? Tell us the news. How can I be telling them the news? Well, the people are the people that need this thing, not those in America. And I told you the other time, they will continue to kidnap American people, thinking they have money, but all they have is a borrowed money, and they are living in a borrowed time. The time will run out of them. Their children have been, all of them, their children in the village, their uncles and their brothers, they have taken everything that belongs, the right they have in the Igbo land have been taken away from them.
Yes.
Because you have a child, you didn't show them where they come from. You didn't teach them the language, the language where they can speak. You didn't go and show them what the life your fathers and your forefathers live. Then you live over there and think that it's only when somebody that doesn't have a child die that the brothers will possess his things. No, those our brothers in America, they are alive, but their brothers who is living in Nigeria are the ones that have every rich. They can build 5-story building without coming to Nigeria. Their brother has taken it. They don't need to sign any document because when they die, their own children, their son or their daughter cannot come and stand. Which grand would he stand to tell the uncle this belongs to my father? No, it will not happen. So they can acquire a lot of wealth, like they said in the Bible, that they will heap for the righteous to do what? To dwell on them. So leave the American people here in Ireland, as poor as we are. I know some of our people here have called BIAFRA and contributed a lot of money. A lot of money from Ireland. That is what we want.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. At this point, the time is approaching 12 p.m. here, 12 noon, or just past 12 noon here in Los Angeles, in California. Our brother is here in the studio. We'll now go to him to introduce himself. It's like a baptism of fire for him. He came in here perhaps expecting some kind of a very cozy arrangement to be able to greet all of you, but he's here and we welcome him. That goes to show that he's a Biafran. For leaving work today, for abandoning everything he's doing to come to the studios of Radio Biafra, we welcome him and we are delighted to say that he is a Biafran, a true Biafran. Please give the listening world your name and where you come from. This is Radio Biafra. We are listened to and received in every part of the world. Your voice this very minute will go all over the world. Please go ahead. Your name, village is Pota, and what you're doing here, please.
Okay, I am in English, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Chief Martin Sifani Madoako. I'm from Mbano. The village is Dikenofi in Osowere in the Imo State. Though I was born in Lagos, but during the Civil War in 1966, so we went to village. Then from village, we went to Port Harcourt. Then the war broke out in Port Harcourt, so we ran back to the village. I even met Achuzie when he said that there was a blockade that nobody should leave.
Yes.
You know, I know him. I mean, I don't know him as an individual, but I've seen him twice, and one also after the Civil War inside the Central Bank of Nigeria, Lagos. So I met Achuzie twice. Well, I've been here 29 years. I live here in Los Angeles, and a friend of mine, Udi, contacted me. I didn't know anything about the existence of Radio Biafra until he called me 2 days ago.
Yes.
And I asked him the schedule. He told me, so I said, okay, I will squeeze it into my tight schedule to make sure I show my face. And I came here. What I saw, I'm very, very impressed, and how the seriousness that's involved in making sure we liberate from Nigeria. I mean, unfortunately, we lost the war, but and we are being cheated. You know, everybody knows that, and it's like we don't even have rights in Nigeria. You know, they do everything they like to us. You know, we are the oil-producing sector of the Nigeria, but the money, you know, is being used
by the non-oil producing side.
Not, and you can see even the educational quota. You will see somebody that scored very well, like in those days, grade 1, but somebody who just work attempted or grade 3 will come out, you know, they will give the person jobs. They will arrange, you know, before even they come out from youth service, they already have jobs, you know, for them to select, while the Easterners, we don't have anything. So it's very, very appalling, and you know, the cheating, you know, is still going on. Nothing has changed.
But this thing that you're seeing, why are other Americans, other Igbo Americans or Biafran Americans not seeing what you're seeing? Why are they so complacent?
Well, you know, this is based on sometimes it's how everybody's raised or the environment you come from. Some people come here, you know, even I've been, like I said, I've been here 29 years. I have my oldest daughter is 27, and I have grandchildren here. But some people, they like, you know, what's called copycat. You know, like some people, they've been here, but they've been so Americanized that they don't even associate themselves as Nigerians. You know, I mean, I've been to parties where you see an Igbo man, you speak Igbo, he will reply in English. While the Yorubas, you know, wherever you go, even they speak Yoruba, they speak Yoruba. You know, so it's based on individual and how we are raised. Some people want to belong, you know, but I'm not part of that.
Yes. Anyway, we'll come to you later. You had the call and you came. You had a Radio Biafra is in Los Angeles in your neighborhood, and you came to our studios. So we welcome you and we call you. As you said, you have a very tight schedule and you're here. There is quite a lot to discuss. There is quite a lot to get through. But before we do that, before I bring our brother in, let me go and try and take this call. We have a caller on Skype. Are you still there?
Yes.
Please give the world your name and where you are this very day, please.
Yeah, my name is Henry Egon. I'm calling from United Kingdom.
From the UK, please go ahead. We would like to say this is Radio Biafra in Los Angeles. Please go ahead.
My brother, I want to thank you for all your effort you have been doing, and our sister that is working with you, and our brother also that is hosting you as well.
Yes.
The issue of the transmitter or the American people, I want to make a suggestion on this transmitter. If it's possible, like the people that are calling from Malaysia, in UK, in all over the world, if we can come together, and if we can say that people in the United Kingdom, this is how much you are going to give us on this transmitter, and people in America, those who are interested, that have made a call, and also those who are still want to make a call, then I said this is how much you are going to give, and this is how much is this transmitter that we are going to buy. This is how much it's going to cost us. And okay, people from China, this is how much we're gonna give you people to raise. People in Australia, this is how much you're gonna raise. People in Germany, this is how much you're gonna raise. I think this will be the easiest way for us to start with. But waiting for those people to come up, those people in America, my brother, I don't think that those people there, they are willing to come out, because many of them that have been there for years and years. I have those from my own homeland. I'm from a human band, not local government. I have people from my homeland that up to today, even though their parents, their father, mother died, and they didn't turn up, because of issue of Biafra, they don't know where they come from, and they don't want to. They don't want to know.
Hold on. So, are you saying? Okay. Hang on. Are you saying that some people are here and their parents died and they didn't come home?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of them. They didn't come. Their parents, their mother, their father died. They didn't come. Talk less of their relatives. So they're not gonna come up on this issue. No matter however you're gonna preach to them, they're not going to come back. They don't have anything to do over there in Biafra land. That's the whole truth about everything. So the people that have been, you have get in contact with, because I've been listening every time, people are calling from all over the world. Those people that have been calling, I think those people are the people that have the interest on this issue. You know, the issue to get the Biafran, it's not the rich people that's gonna get it for us. It's those people that are still suffering. That's the people. Even though back home, the governors and those people that, you know, going after the governors and doing local politics, they're not gonna come out. There's no way they will come out, even though they are the one that also to suppress us on one way or the other. So the issue on this matter is to get the people that have been calling. If we can put our heads together, people in the United Kingdom, people in Russia, people in Israel, if we can gather ourselves together and say, okay, this transmitter is this is what is gonna cost. These people get, this is what you're gonna pay. This is what you're gonna pay. That's the simple to this matter. But we are waiting for these people to come and help us, and this person is gonna contribute, and this person is gonna contribute. This is gonna take us years and years and years. That's all I can say about this issue. Because I'm not happy here. Yes, I've come out from Nigeria to be in United Kingdom. That doesn't make here is my home. My wife is a British person, but that doesn't make me that I'm a part of here, because I've been facing racism and other things and discrimination. I want to go where I come from. That's the whole truth about everything. So anybody who thought that he have left over there, he have crossed bridge and he's better where he is, there's no betterness on this issue. So that's the whole truth, because I know a lot of Hausa people that came here and studied. When they finished their studies, they went back to Nigeria and get a job. While our own people that are here, that are studying here in the United Kingdom, they finish here, they are doing cleaning. A graduate studying in university in Nigeria came here and do masters. You are doing cleaning, doing care work. Is that why you went and do engineering in the university, and you came here and do masters? Then you are still doing care work and cleaning. So I don't want to belong to this. I want to go back where I come from. That's the whole truth about everything.
Thank you very much.
So if we can share this money that we needed on this transmitter to all the people that have been calling, then we'll give it. We'll pay this money. That is it. That's the only thing I can say about this issue. Like I said, I'm not happy over this matter. I'm not happy. I have people that die. I've watched the documentary. I've learned a lot years ago. Nobody have taught me anything about the Biafran stuff, or in the school. Nobody teach me anything about it, and I didn't know anything about it. But
Thank you very much. But stay where you are. Stay where you are. Let us go and take this call before we go to our brother Odi to tell us what is happening in America, because I don't know what is going on here. I want to find out myself. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please. Your name and where you are.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Nnamdi, and all the co-workers in Radio Biafra.
Yes.
My name is Obinna. I'm calling from Pakistan. I want to comment on...
I'm calling from Pakistan. Obinna from Pakistan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, from Pakistan. Yeah, I want to comment on our people in America. You know, there's one thing I want you to understand, Nnamdi. You know, these people in America, they don't understand, most of them don't understand what we are passing through. So look at the other part, the last speaker, our brother has said that they have spent 9 years in America. Yes. You can know that most of his daughters and sons may be speaking in the Navy. So, but one thing I want to say is this. Forget about the American people. We have known them. You know, we are smart people. This is what I want you to know, and you yourself know this very well. This is not the time we are going to take all this in, man. No, this is not the time again. There's one thing I want you to know. What is this? First time in this life, there are things and the times in this life. First time, people will ignore you. They will ignore us. Now we are just beginning. Then second, they will laugh at us. Then they will fight with us, and last, they will join us. So now I support you. We will give them, we will tell them, they will need visa to visit Biafra and other places. All those people that supported us. I know very well that the Biafra Facebook, they are commenting on things that say that we will have, in New Biafra, we will build a very large data place. We know that these people that are supporting us, we are keeping the records. So forget about the other people and go home. I think in a way that they said that they were said by Nelson Mandela, great Nelson Mandela, it's always impossible until it is done. And the one again, he said, when a man is in the right to live, the man is the he has no choice but become an outlaw. So let them tell us anything they like. Let the American people, let them support, let them not support. Anything they like, let them do. But what we know is this. We are not happy. I myself look at Pakistan. Some other people are many places. If I tell you that there is some of our Biafran people are in Afghanistan, you not believe me. Maybe you don't believe me.
Afghanistan.
But I will tell you that some of our people are in Afghanistan. Yes, I'm telling you this. I know myself, I know what I'm telling you. So what I'm telling you is this, our people are suffering. Forget about these American people. There are some grounds that I want you to touch. Some free grounds between this Asia. Some free grounds between there in South America and other places. Visit other places. Man, they don't want to hear. But also think about it. What in them now, man, in them now, and I'm going to have no idea. This is why I have no idea. We are nothing for. We are coming. They will join us. Now they are laughing at us. Now there is no. Second, they will laugh at us. Most of them will laugh at us. The third time they will fight with us. Then we come, they will fight with us. And then now they will join us. That is for sure. That is for sure. So yes. That is the only thing I want to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you.
You come down for a good work. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. We'll come to this. Chidera is showing me a message which she's going to read out in a short while. But please, before we take any other calls, thank you, my brother from Pakistan. There are people living in Afghanistan due to hardship. And we are laying the blame squarely on those that came before us and did not pave the way, those that came to America and relaxed in America, forgot where they come from, forgot the realization that America cannot take all of us. Israel cannot take all of us. We need to go back home and build where we come from. Please, my dear brother Odi, can you respond on behalf of Americans? I will start. You know, this is Radio Biafra. I will ask difficult questions, regardless. The question is very simple. It's not. Maybe you may find it not to be simple. What is it in this country that when people come in here, they forget where they come from, they become less charitable, they become more selfish, even more selfish than Americans themselves? Where did it come from? Why is it that Bill Gates can go and give $1 million to Anambra State education system? Our people are here, we cannot buy a transmitter so that our people can listen to news and radio, so that our people can stop being deceived by Yoruba pastors. It is only today at Igboville that they have acknowledged what Radio Biafra has been saying, that Yoruba pastors are bad for us. Why did they come in? Because there was no media. Yoruba pastors can come. Do you know how much they take from Igbo land every weekend? Over nearly $1 billion. They take in tithe and sowing of seed in Igbo land. Yoruba pastors. Our people are wallowing in monumental ignorance. Every weekend. Can this maybe? It is disgusting. Please, I don't know what you have to offer in defense of those of you that live in America. Go ahead.
I have had a lot from our people. I know me ifunu nekwu, and ifunu nekwu, you are correct. Nnamdi, yesterday I think you said something about generalization.
Yes.
You know that you learned that it's not good to generalize.
It's not good. That's right.
You know, first of all, you know, I don't want to be speaking in Igbo Maka so that more people can hear us. You all know that. Onye rapulu bie wepuba wejebe obodo ozo ijebi. Somebody who left his country and went to another country to live. There is something that is very disturbing to that person that had made him to move in the first place. Mm-hmm. Because I've been in America for 13 years. I never wanted to be here. But what happens is that most of us who go in diaspora, you all know, now it's because of Nigeria's decline as a country. Nothing is working. Our governors are uzuri. The politicians are uzuri. The traditional rulers are joined. You have criminality in that land. You know where you get the support. The people who are there leading, there are a lot of them who are also criminals. But there is not all of them. We know the majority of our people are good people. And then Maguno in confidence. Only open on America, not America for guy. America. We're not here for, you know, there are so many of them who are serious, who are working hard, as you have heard. No work that they go to work. They work 25 hours out of 24. Radio Biafra, so many people don't know about Radio Biafra. That I can tell you. You know, we are trying. I'm going to do no Okunobi. But all your Okunobi because you have been listening to Radio Biafra right from the time it started. Remember that so many people don't even know it's existing. And what we are doing is trying to inform. What we are doing is trying to inform them and educate. Tupu gina mwada yiri we jebi fe, ige make sure that his mindset is the same thing with yours. Otherwise, in a general, so generally to ariaka ni to ariakete. So even now you know, but I need patience. I'm my passion is in Igbo. You know, so I'm begging you, please, to use patience. We need patience to do this. Not don't mean we have to act without understanding.
What is the understanding? What we are asking for is very simple. I need your transmitter. What is there to understand about somebody wanting transmitter so that my grandfather, my grandmother in the village can get the news that a Hausa goro seller, that a Hausa shoe shiner, that a Hausa cattle rearer is doing as well? We have said it here. There is VOA in this country. You pay your tax in America. American government will use your tax to go and fund VOA, which is Voice of America, to produce a radio program in Hausa language with your tax money.
Yes.
In England, we pay what is called TV license. They use our TV license to go and produce. They give it to BBC. They use that money to go and commission programs in Hausa language. In France, the same thing. We have none. That is why a Yoruba pastor can come from Yoruba land, come to Igbo land, establish a church, take money away from Igbo land, go and tell you about Ashebi, Ashoke, tell you to divorce your husband, divorce your wife, and you accept because there is no radio. We'll come back to you in a minute. Let's take this call. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you are, please. Your name and where you are.
Yeah, Nnamdi, my name is Tony. I'm calling from Colorado.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I know we had a fallout last time. Now, listen to me carefully. There's a lot of information have come through your broadcast today. You need to, after today, just rewind that broadcast and watch it again. You need to be very careful. You see, you probably met some people that are very wealthy in Houston area or something. Everybody's not the same. There are a lot of our people in this country suffering. They're struggling to feed their family. See, the man there with you told you he's a grandfather. It probably was not easy for him to raise his kids in America, but you see, because we are here in America, most of you think here we have it so good. It's not necessarily true. Some people are suffering, some people, they buy cars and buy houses in credit. Some are fortunate
to maybe see some money to use to buy stuff, without using credit cards. You see, so everybody's not the same in terms of the way we think and how much money we have. So when you make generalization, you're making a big mistake. You see, so you need to be very, very careful. I was in this country for a long time. I didn't pay attention to the news, to what is happening in Nigeria, or to anything. I was just minding my business, raising my kids. I think it was in the last maybe 50 years that I start paying attention to what is happening. So be careful, because I don't want to offend anybody. If you understand the condition of black Americans in this country, you will understand what I'm saying. The longer people stay here, the worse they are. Black Americans have been in this country for 400 years. Have you ever looked at their condition? So be careful how you criticize people, or what you expect from people. Okay, I gotta get off the phone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He is off the phone. He says his name is Tony from Colorado. We welcome your call all the same. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you are. The caller on the phone, your name and where you are, please.
Hello, my name is Joseph Obiora. I'm calling from Sweden.
Joseph Obiora from Sweden. Please go ahead. This is Radio Biafra from Los Angeles, California, USA.
Yeah, and I want to collect you for the way you see people in America, because I've visited America and I have a lot of good I live in America. Because people live their life on credit. What you see physically, the mighty house, the mighty car they drove, the truck they have, they live on credit. That is why you cannot see a normal human being who has not can be working 24 hours a day to be able to make a living. That person is not normal. Americans does not do that. But our people who live in America, they are very long at road. They are greedy. They put their hand where they cannot collect there is no easy for them to take their code down. So that is why you have to change your mindset by saying that people from America are going to get out transmitter. That is zero. I've been in America and I see the kind of life they live. That is people who does not live with their normal thing. When they came to America, they feel everything. Once I have one job, I'm able to take any loan I want. They end their life living on loan. Most of them cannot even afford the ticket to come back to Nigeria. So I want all Biafran to know that people who live in America, they live on credit. I challenge them. I've been there several times and they cannot afford to even buy their ticket back to Biafra. So we should change our mindset of putting on them to support us in getting a radio transmitter, because they're not going to help us. Please, I will suggest if we can focus on other Western world. Even people back home, they are more stronger. Any amount is not too big. You understand? Any amount is not too small. If we focus our mind to get this transmitter from now to December, we should have come halfway or 3/4 to the transmitter. But you have to change. Canada is more even reasonable than America. A lot of black are suffering. They cannot even make their daily living. So please, I'm advising you to just forget about people in America. There are very few who have a good record. They are even don't live on credit. So please, I'm advising you to change your mindset totally about people living in America, because we are not with them. We are not going any further. That is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. But I am also guided to know that the chief financier of Radio Biafra lives in America. Moses Nwigwe is the principal financier. When I mean principal, Moses Nwigwe contributes about 80% of the running cost of Radio Biafra every month. If we tell you how much Moses Nwigwe contributes, you wonder how he feeds his family. I have said to him before, which planet do you come from? Do you understand what you are doing at all? He said to me that if Biafra calls for his head, he will gladly give it. This is a man who is prepared. He's in America, prepared to mortgage his own house to live on the street with his children in order for us to ensure that we get Biafra. Is because of Moses Mwigwe, because of Clifford Iranya, because of our brother here, Odi Mwagalo, because of Ugochukwu, our host, and because of Meka Madhewese, people that came out to say we will support Radio Biafra in the open without hiding it, you think that there is redemption for the other people here. Let us imbibe some biblical teachings here in the sense that because of these people, let us spare the rest and hope that they will change. You have a very important message to read. Is that correct?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Our brother Clifford Iranya, he sent in a message saying Clifford Iranya, which is him, wants 99 other Biafrans. There's going to be 100 of them. He has already volunteered himself. He has taken the first bold step as number one. So we want 99 other Biafrans who will join him to donate 500 British pounds. 500 British pounds is not $500. It is $862. So he wants 99 other Biafran Americans to donate $862 each for the buying of the transmitter. That is a challenge he has thrown to all Biafran Americans. He has already taken the first step. So
they are not Biafran Americans; they are Igbo
Americans.
Before you become a Biafran American, you have to be initiated into the brotherhood. Biafra is not something you pick up and you're running around saying I'm a Biafran. It's a very costly name. Go ahead, please. Yes.
So, for those of them that are Igbo Americans and they wish to be converted to Biafran Americans, this is a very good way to do that. He has thrown the challenge open to all the Igbo Americans here. So, it's left for them to decide on what to do. But it's better for them to answer to this calling.
And this is the same man that bought us
the iPad.
That bought us an iPad because he wants us to be able to take calls on Skype very easily. The same man that hosted us around Houston, the same man that keeps supporting Radio Biafra is amazing. There are people like that, as we said, and because of them, we may forgive the rest who are not part of us, of what we are doing now. Please, you were saying something. May you continue and round up for us. Go ahead.
Yes, people, I want them to be a little patient towards those who are not aware of the movement. You know, those of us who listen to Biafra, Radio Biafra every day, yes, we are so fired up, we want everything done immediately. But for somebody who has not heard about Radio Biafra at all, you don't expect him to have that kind of passion towards not until he hears it. And we are informing people. We keep informing them, you know, and we will keep informing them. Our people are not, they love their land. They love their land. Let us have a positive hope towards them. Remember that when Radio Biafra started, I mean, most of us didn't know anything about it. You know, we're all coming in, those in Malaysia, those in China, those in South Africa, those in, you know, and when Nnamdi Kanu came here, you know, he went from city. The first time he came, I listened to the Atlanta broadcast. Nobody was coming out. All of them going to work. Very, very soon, some people started coming, you know, and then from there, he went to several other cities where he was invited. You know, but when he started, it didn't look like he was able to cover that range of place, or there's anybody who was going to answer the call. You know, but as you see him moving and you have the call, so I'm begging you, all of you, wherever you are, have hope in God and trust that this thing will move, that more people will come, and they will come. We will inform them. If Nnamdi was going to be here for maybe say a week or so, our brother here has already suggested about going to a church where they can now speak to people. But they are not going to be here for 1 week. Tomorrow they have to leave. Now we have to go there and take Radio Biafra flyers and give to them. This is what we are doing in their different places. And some of them are listening to it gradually. You know, remember that we have the problem of MASOB. People put their hands there, and then there was disappointment. It was now, when people hear something for the first time, they begin to ask themselves, is this going to be another disappointment? Am I going to do this and it's a waste? You know, why they have been there's trust towards Radio Biafra is because of how upright they are, how boldly they speak. Nnamdi Kanu, Chidera, Dr. Egemba, you know, Uchemefo,
Barrister
Mezu.
Barrister Emeka, who is going to Nigeria.
Emeka Isiri.
Yeah, Emeka Isiri.
Yes, they, how boldly they have been doing this. It is also because of when they see that the leaders of the Biafran Council of Elders are people like Eze Ozobo. They know he's a man of repute, a man of integrity. When they see Dozie Ikedife, they know that he's a man of repute, a man of integrity. When they see Joe Achuzia, don't even mention. I told somebody that Joe Achuzia, Osim Joe Achuzia, he said, look, let's get started now. You see, so it is people don't just trust easily because they don't want to be made a fool of when they follow something. That is what is happening here with our people. Yes, they work. We live in a capitalist society where people are very individualistic. It affects us, but we are resisting it. Don't think we are not fighting it. Because wherever you are, if you're in Malaysia, if you're in China, the environment and how those people live will be trying to affect you, affect your mind, affect the way you see things. But our people are fighting it. We have churches where we gather together. They gather together in congregation. That is part of fighting external culture, trying to destroy their own. So see some positivity in the life of people of America. I beg you. And if you can show some patience, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I will go to our brother in a short while, but let's take this call. They've been calling all this while. This is Radio Biafra. We are coming to you from Los Angeles here in California, western reaches of USA. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Brother Nand, good afternoon. My name is Dike from East West MBC.
Yes.
I'm calling from South Africa.
Good people in South Africa, please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to give you a thanks. Great thanks for the great work you guys are doing. We really appreciate you guys. Sister Chidera, just give my regard to Sister Chidera.
Yes, she's here.
Thank you. Well, what I want to just put in this issue is that everything is working out well in South Africa, and I don't want us to start looking for somewhere where we cannot get help. In terms of American people, they are doing well. We need to commend them. We don't need to tell them that they are not doing anything. They are doing well. But I know they will do more. When we recommend them, when we commend them in what they want they are doing, they can do more. The only thing we are doing right now is to just create awareness. Many of these guys don't know anything about Radio Biafra, and some people have been listening to this Radio Biafra for years. Nobody told me, for me personally, nobody told me about Radio Biafra. I was doing some research in Biafra, on the internet. I got Radio Biafra, and since then I've been listening to Radio Biafra. Before I heard you talk, or somebody from South Africa called to say that that person called said he's from South Africa. He said, have you been getting in touch with Sister Adama? I know that's Adama. That time you gave I think a number or something. From there I just pick it up and give their call, and since then we have been working together. Things are working out well. We are just starting. The only thing our people need to do is to just calm down. Let us take it one after slowly. This is a message that we need to reach all over the world. It's not something we're gonna do overnight. I know how desperate they are. Because a lot of people are in all parts of the world suffering. But what I'm telling you is that I'm asking them on my toilet for many years. Every month I go to the but what I'm telling our people all over the world, they don't calm down. Things will be better. In terms of the transmitter, I just want to put it to you. Maybe if really people, one-sided people cannot be able to fund this transmitter we're talking about, we can set up an account. Anybody will have whatever they have, you just put it into that account. We call it transmitter account. From now till the end of this 2 months, maybe end of we are in June, July, end of August, we can be able to come up with something tangible. This is what I just want to put chip in. Thank you, and God bless you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, my dear brother, and God bless you. Thank you very much. We have other callers on the phone. Please, we are asking you to please bear with us. We have another segment coming up in the next 3 hours, isn't it? In the next 3 hours. So if you miss this one, you should be able to get that one. Let's go and take this call on Skype. Give us your name and where you're calling from. This is Radio Biafra. We are transmitting from Los Angeles in California. Go ahead.
Hello, Nnamdi. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. We are here trying to wake up our American brothers and sisters. Please, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Adama calling from South Africa.
Yes, Adama, you're welcome to the program. Go ahead.
I've been taking my time to listen to the response of the people in America, but I think it was quite unimpressive. But on the other hand, you don't need to be surprised, because most of the people there in America, for the past 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, they have never visited home. So they don't understand what is really happening there at home.
Yes.
So you imagine people like that, people that have never visited home for a very long time, when you come and tell them what is happening back home, to them it will be like a story.
Stay where you are, the caller on the phone. Stay where you are, the caller on the phone. Remain where you are. Please go ahead, my dear sister. Go ahead.
You understand? So you see, it's gonna take a long time to convince these people, to let these people understand what is happening back home and why we need our freedom, because they don't understand. It's like they are outdated. They are very, very far away from what we're talking about. They have no experience of what we're talking about. You know, experience, they say, is the best teacher.
Yes.
You cannot compare yourself that frequent home. You can. There's no way you can compare yourself to them, because you don't only read on a newspaper. You travel home. You feel the feelings of our people. You experience what our people back home are experiencing.
That is true.
You understand? So those people in America, forget them. They are more like a lost sheep. But we hope that one day they will realize. But at this point time, at this moment, we are not going to wait for the people in America. We need people from other countries who frequent home, who understand what we are talking, who feel the pains that our people are passing through.
Yes.
To lead, people must lead before people in America will follow. Otherwise, they are not understanding you, and they cannot understand you until they see people leading.
Yes. Thank you very much for that advice.
They are very, very far, Nnamdi. They are very far. Believe me. Those people, they don't know about Biafra. They don't know what is happening back home.
We hope they have been bombarded today. Let us allow them to speak their mind a bit. Thank you, my dear sister. We will be seeing in South Africa very, very shortly, around about the 28th of this month to be precise. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much. That's our sister, our dear sister Adama. These are the people putting South Africa together formidably, to challenge even Malaysia, but we know that Malaysia is miles ahead. This is Radio Biafra, the caller on the phone. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Agujebe from Russia.
Agujebe from Russia. You're welcome to the program. Go ahead.
I'm very grateful for your work, but I'm very supported from our brothers in America. The person that called that, you will mind how you talk. I promise you, within 1 month, within 2 months, we will get this instrument and go back to Nigeria and break house. Because people in America, it is single people at home. We are thinking that they are doing fine. They are now exposing their nyash. They are hungry. I'm telling you, by this time, within 2 months, everything we need will be in their land. Forget American people.
Yes. We have heard.
So that's what I want to say.
Thank you very much. Very.
About the American people. Stop up. They are nobody. We're not responsible for Nigeria, so that nobody will travel to America and go suffer. Because I'm in the suffer there. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, let us allow them to respond. The Americans, our brother is here because before Malite Big, please remind us of who you are, please.
Okay, my name is Chief Martin Sifanye Maduako Senior. Chief
Martin Sifanye
Maduako.
Ifanye Maduako Senior.
From Mbano. The Kanu in Imo State.
Thank you very much. Let us ask this caller to wait. The caller on the phone, please wait where you are. You are next. Stay where you are. The caller on the phone, remain where you are. Go ahead, please.
What's the question then?
No, what have you got to say in response to what you've been hearing so far?
Okay.
What defense are you putting up for the?
Well, I can only, like I said, I'm not going to generalize. But again, for some people not going home. All fingers are not equal. Some people, they've been here for some reason, they end up not having documents, a green card or whatever. I know a person from.
For how many? But amnesty, so everybody gets the paper.
Yeah, and some people maybe they were misled. End up having
last one came 80.
They end up having little criminal records. Some people, for a lot of reasons, some people have been here. Maybe they've tried a green card of 18. It didn't work. I know somebody who has been here. He came the same year I came. The daughter just filed for him. But after 21 years, the daughter just filed for him. Yeah, it didn't work out for a lot of reasons. But he had, I think, 2-3 daughters that older filed for him. So everybody's case, is case by case basis. Some people. Either I don't know, they're not opportune, or they got misled, they didn't go to school, they couldn't find a better job, maybe saw these menial jobs to save up the money and go to Nigeria. It's a problem. Myself, I go to Nigeria every year since I've been here.
And it shows, that's why you're here. It shows, that is why you're in the studios of Radio Biafra. Maybe if you've not been home, you won't come here.
Well, I'm not going to say, it didn't fall from, I suffered like any other person. I got a good job working for the county of Los Angeles. Then, since 12 years ago, I've been going home every year. But I went sporadically in the past, but since 12 years ago, I've been going every year.
That's very good.
So, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to defend anybody, but some people... conditions, so that makes a big difference,
Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. This is Radio Biafra. Thank you for waiting very patiently on the phone. You are through to us live here in Los Angeles, California. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Nnamdi. My name is Obiora. I'm calling from Ireland.
Yes, Obiora from Ireland. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Is it from Thailand? Sorry, is it from Thailand or Ireland?
Ireland.
Irish Republic, yes. Irish Republic.
Irish.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm thanking you so much for the good work you are doing.
Thank you.
You are just God sent. You are like Moses. You are Moses of Biafran. But I said it last week, and I'm saying it again. The earlier you understand our people, our Biafran people, the better. Because the earlier you leave this particular place called America, maybe go to Canada, things will change. Because our people that is serious minded in this Biafran issue, they are getting tired. We are tired of hearing this gospel of American people. We know that things is hard. We know that things is not easy to make money. Anywhere, both in America, anywhere in the world, that it's not easy to make money. But this their gospel, telling us to calculate them, saying when our people are dying. And the way we are following these people, it's like we are taking America like God. They are not God. God of Biafra will not allow us to fly in this struggle. We can do without Americans. Like we are saying, we know that there are some good people in America that is supporting this struggle. And even if you come back to UK or anywhere in the world, they will continue helping. But those who ones that cannot even if you stay there for 10 years, they will not do anything. Please, our people are getting tired, and we cannot continue hoping on America like that God that we can do without them. I'm not talking about all Americans because I know that many of them are putting effort to make sure that we succeed on this struggle. But those ones we are reaching there, they cannot change. Even some of them never even go back home over 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. There's no way anything you can do to bring these people to understand what we are saying. And if we are getting better, our people are dying. Only what we need is only translator. And nothing more we need from them. What is God that telling us doing this? Our people are supposed to know what is happening and what is going on. So without this particular internet they are using to hear you all over the world, can they know about Biafra? Why can't they contribute even $5? If they are giving us $5 to buy this transmitter so that our people will not even get through. That's what we are talking about.
That's what we're going to ask them now. We want to ask them, can they afford $5 each? Can't they afford, or what are the $5 in Kete? Why can't they afford $5 each?
What we need is this particular transmitter.
We need
so that our people will know what is going on.
That is correct.
Our people is blind.
They are blind, yes.
What part let's sign up to get patients, which patients to get transmitter? Even it's better not to even call you. Let them put that money. It's money we need. It's not there to tell them about Biafra. Everyone being born in Africa now about, born in Nigeria now about Biafra. They are not children. So what we need is money, not one story, get patients, money we need. And the effort of going there is for them to donate something. 5 cents, $5 is something. Instead of even this money that are using to go to you, why can't they contribute that money? You will stay here in UK, they will contribute this money so that things will be going. I don't think that America will change. Those ones that will not change will not change. Please, I'm telling you, for Christ's sake, go to Canada. From Canada, come back to UK and go to South Africa. People are getting tired because it's like the devil wants to use the American people to bring this struggle down. Because people are getting tired, people that is willing to do something, and they are not doing so much wait. We are tired of waiting of America. Please, then when you go to Canada, it's better for us. So that because the news we are hearing there, like somebody called last time saying, this is this a family affair? Please, help us, because we know that all this bullet is coming from you, everybody is hitting you. See one call, and talking something that says, you should like how you fall. Everybody is suffering. It's not only American people are suffering. Please, come out from that place, please. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. He said I should come out of America. Our people, I love them. I love these people. Let's take this container before you come in. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name, please. My dear brother Valentine Osuala, stay where you are on Skype. Remain where you are. Give us your name, the caller on the phone, and where you're calling from, please.
This is Martin. Calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, Martins, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the good work you're doing. But I also want to talk to these people that are speaking so angrily about those in America. This is ridiculous. They are organizing this thing, and this information is getting to people, and all these other people all over the world can do is just keep getting people here. Wanted to talk about this Moses Nwigwe gave today. To me, is a good place to start, and that's what the kind of thing we should focus on. We may not need every Igbo person here in America or every Igbo or Biafran in America to get this thing done. You know, so we have to start from somewhere. I like his suggestion. People can get it done. Yes. We're here shouting all over the world. But I want to know, there are some people that are saying people living on credit cards, not bullshit. That's not the issue. It's not here. The problem is not about the house or any hours they are working. This is not the issue. The issue, one, is fear. A lot of people have fear in understand what this struggle is all about or where it's going. So this is why the Radio Biafra comes, break down this barrier of fear. People believe that, oh, well, if they support Radio Biafra, if they travel to Nigeria, they'll be stopped by the police, or that they will die from there. So all these fears are addressed. So some of this is, we have to deal with their fears to get them to understand where this is going. People have doubts. They don't believe to be able to achieve Biafra or restore it. So all these things are playing in the minds of the people. Then you have those that are selfish. No matter how you talk about it, they write it off. They don't want to get involved because they don't want to contribute. Then those with lack of information. There are people who lack the information and don't even make any effort to bring themselves. So everybody should come. So please, for those of you who are getting so angry, you must be very careful how you talk, because we have important people here in the United States. Even some that can carry the whole burden on his shoulder. So let us be careful so that we don't turn people away by being angry and speaking in ways that are not.
Thank you very much for your call, but I remind you of one thing that happened in this same country in 1948 when Golda Meir was sent by Ben-Gurion, the prime minister in waiting in Israel, to come here to solicit for assistance and funding from the Jewish people in the diaspora headquartered in this country. The same attitude our people have now is what they had then. The Jews here in America said, oh, why don't you wait until the Messiah comes? Oh, why don't you wait till next year or the year after? And Golda Meir was telling them that Arabs are killing your people. The British occupation is stifling us. We are dying, we are suffering, and you're asking us to wait until... Who didn't hear the news about the Holocaust? The same thing we are doing now is, who doesn't know that Boko Haram are killing our people back home? Who in America doesn't know that we are dying back home? Who in America doesn't know that we do not have any network broadcaster apart from Radio Biafra transmitting information about Biafra and Igbo people all over the world? Who doesn't know that? The people here in America.
My brother, I agree with you. I myself, I get angry over this too. But when I come on radio, when I come on this radio, all I want to do is to make valuable contribution that will force the other people to get up their ass and do something. So what I'm saying is that the people that are saying forget America, I don't think they're approaching this issue in the right manner. We have people here in the United States that are listening, and eventually they will come. So today, I've listened to Radio Biafra for over a year now. And some people we listen for a while, so they do something. No matter how we go about it. You know, this Biafran calls, and I know that other people are for it. So now, what I'm saying is the suggestion that our brother gave us today, see how, you know, why this message is continuing. We do in our powers to see that this hundred of us contribute to this fight.
Yes.
And this
stay where you are, please. Thank you very much. Martin,
yes.
Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Yes, Chidera, please continue.
Yeah, I still refuse to find excuse for the Americans here, because the Bible says, "Thou art inexcusable, O man." So the Americans here, they don't have any excuse. And I'm not saying that everyone has to contribute financially, but we are saying for the people that are comfortable enough to contribute financially, it will be a sin for them not to. Nnamdi, you know me very well. I don't want to mention names, but there are people that here, I see their financial situation and I defend them. I tell you that onye emege goji happier, right? So we know, we're not saying that everyone has to do something regardless of, if you're very comfortable to contribute to Radio Biafra and you don't do it, it is a sin to you. In this country, I've lived in this country long enough to know that there are more than 10 big cities in this country, and in each of those big cities there are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in it. So, okay, like now that Clifford is saying that he needs 99 more Biafrans to join him to raise £50,000, can't 10 people from each of those big cities that are comfortable come out to do this? That is my question, because they can do it. In Tennessee, for example, the big city there is Memphis. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Memphis. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Miami. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Atlanta, Georgia. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Baltimore, Maryland. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Manhattan, New York. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Chicago, Illinois. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Boston, Massachusetts. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos just in the northern part of California. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Sacramento. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in San Francisco. There are more than 1,000 comfortable Igbos in Los Angeles. I haven't even gone to Las Vegas and other big cities. All those ones I mentioned are not even half of the others that I can't remember right now. So what is the excuse?
The excuse is
what is the excuse? We're not saying that, everybody. If you know you are comfortable enough to do this and you don't do it, then it's a sin to you. That's what I have to say.
Yes, thank you very much. Does anyone want to come in? Do you want to come in, please?
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to come in? Yeah. Before I go to speak to Val, who has been waiting very patiently on Skype all this while. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I'm just going to be brief. I'm going to say that everybody, all the contributions is very correct. You know, we admit them, and I guess represent the Americans, and we will continue to inform our people. You know, like I'm pleading, don't give up. You know, people are coming. People are coming every day. We just need to nudge them, because when they hear Biafra, like my brother said earlier, somebody contributed earlier, fear. They are afraid of the word Biafra. You know, and those of you who are in different parts of the world, call your relatives who are in America. Call them and speak to them. You know, because all of our people who are here, they have relatives every other part of the world. So if you're at home, call your relative here and tell him about Biafra. Call them in America, wherever you are, relative or friend. You know, that will help. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Let us go and take this call. Valentine has been waiting on Skype very patiently, very diligently for a while. Let's take this call. Please give us your name and where you are, please. This is Radio Biafra.
Hello, Director. It's Valentine. As well. I'm calling from London.
Yes, please, Val. Go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Director? Yeah.
Live and direct. We can hear you very, very well. Please go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say that I just want to thank you for the great, wonderful work you're doing. And thank you for everybody that has been there. All of you are doing a wonderful job. Let me say that, like what people say, how many minutes are going to need? So, how many minutes are going to need? Both those in America, we in Europe, whether it is here in UK or mainland Europe, those in Asia, it is one issue that has brought all of us. Now, even here in UK, there are people who have heard about Biafra and what is happening in Nigeria to our people, who are not interested. No matter what you tell them, they won't change. So it is not only in America you have this kind of situation. And we have to also discard that idea that every person in America is doing well. Like our sister Chidera has said, there are some people who have financial difficulties or things have been hard for them. We will not expect them to kill themselves. But those who are comfortable should come forward. But another fact is, what you don't know, you don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. If they have not heard about Radio Biafra and they don't know that there is a new movement, a new spirited movement which is moving on, they don't know about our activities, they need to be gradually informed. So what I will suggest is, all these our brothers that have come forward, that have done a wonderful job so far and are still doing, we should use them as the people that will help us to keep on informing and spreading this message to the others. I sent you a text message about 2 days ago saying the town unions in America is the place to go. our churches are the places to go to keep on spreading the news. We would finally get them when they begin to see that when we say we are in court, they check, they see we are in court. When they check Billion Human Rights, they see that it's a United Nations recognized organization. They begin to see all these things, they will come in. Let us not generalize, because I don't believe in generalization. It's very dangerous. It's almost like assumption. So let us assume that everybody that has not responded is useless, or that everybody that has spent more than 15 years in America is useless. There are people too who has only spent the 5 years in here. They are useless as well, both in Holland and in Germany, in Sweden, in different parts. So let us not make it as if Americans, their brothers are doing bad. No matter what happens, we still need Valentine to help us in when it comes to do what? When it comes to trying to convince the American government to come on board. We need them.
That is correct. And thank you for calling. What we're saying is that the biggest supporter of Radio Biafra lives in America. The biggest supporter of Radio Biafra lives here in the US, and that is Moses Wingwe. It's quite ironic. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you are, please.
Please, I'm calling from Belgium.
You're calling from Belgium. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Ike.
Yes, Ike, go ahead. We are listening to you.
Please, what I want to say in effect is that a very big thanks to those who are broadcasting for Radio Biafra, and also, moreover, we give thanks to Americans also, and also their supportive, their supportive forms.
Yeah. Those who have hosted us and those that came out, we thank them. Yes.
Everybody shall be in board. That's the first premise you need to know. Everybody, whether those negative and positive, but as far as they are in one way or the other in connection to Biafran cause, they be on board. Then, if it's a way of making suggestion, there are some priests and pastors we can approach. They are in America, they are citizens of Biafrans. You talk to them, or you gather them. Like I always say in Radio Biafra, Desmond Tutu is one person who's propagated the thing of apartheid. Desmond Tutu is an Anglican priest, Anglican pastor. So if you can try to get one priest or the other in, there are many of them in Maryland, I'm sure of that, Maryland, and some other even in Atlanta. So if you can try and get some of them and talk to them, then they can raise the, if I will put this word emotion, but they can raise the sentiment and the inspiration about the cause of Biafra. Biafra is really something that we need as of now, because when we are free, we are really free. There's nothing like freedom. Freedom is the biggest price you can pay in Biafra land. So we need freedom. So I'm giving this advice. If we can reach them, please, Mr. Nat, as you are there now, if you can try to reach one or two of them and talk to them about the necessity and the enduring aspect of this cause, Biafra, then it will be better for us. And this question of we can't do without America, I don't think is possible, because they are the strategic position in the world politics today. You cannot talk of world politics without talking about America, so we need them to be on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. We are very grateful. We are bringing the program to an end. We have overrun very slightly. Our brother was holding on for dear life on the phone. We asked him to go away. He said no, he will stay there. And he has spoken, and we welcome his contribution. Before we bring the program to an end, please, can we start by going to Chidera to please give us your closing remarks, and then we go to our brother and also our host here in Los Angeles. Yes.
Wonderful people of Biafra. My name is Chidera, and I'm right here in Los Angeles in our studio. And I'm saying thank you for all of you that listened. I am also going to reiterate that the 99 other Igbo Americans should join Clifford Iranya. He has thrown the challenge to all of you. So you need to come out and donate $862 because I know how clever they can be. They can change £500 to $500. £500 is $862. Come out and donate. Ogahe Wunu. Some of you are very comfortable here. Some of you are citizens. You are American citizens. It's not when we went to Houston. Didn't we see some of them? They said they're American citizens. They have the blue passport. So it's not everyone that has a green card problem. Some are American citizens. So they are very comfortable.
My
Come
friends
out and donate.
As you saw, my friends in Houston are very
extremely comfortable.
Where they live,
it's a mansion.
Jonathan does not even
live there. So there are some of them. Yeah, we know that all fingers are not equal, but there are very tall fingers here, and we have seen them. Come out and donate $862 each and join Clifford Iranya. Don't leave this for Moses Mwigwe and the few others that have come out. So that's what I have to say. I even forgot to mention Texas as well. There are more than 5,000 of them that are very comfortable in Houston and other places. So they need to come out. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And we also acknowledge the sacrifice of the person who started to give all he had towards this cause before any other person realized to do that. And there is Chukwudi Ofoma in Australia who is working, even as we speak, very diligently every blessed day, doing everything he can to support the struggle. Thank you very much, Chidera, for that. And I think what we need to do is that during our next broadcast, what we need to do is that to make life easier is to give them Clifford Iranya's number so they can call him. Those of them in the US can actually call Clifford Iranya and or contact Odi here to say how they can help or to discuss with them how they can help before they say that where the bank accounts are too far from here. Please, my dear brother, go ahead. Your name once again for the very final time in this segment, and then you give us your conclusions, your thinking, your reasoning, your opinion, and everything you've made of your visit to Radio Biafra Studios today.
Yeah, my name is Chief Martin Smaldako again. So far, I'm impressed. Like I said, I never knew about the existence of Radio Biafra until I was contacted by Udi, and I did my best to show up, and so far what I've heard, I'm very impressed, and I think we still make some headways. Again, I will advise that some people, I know they are very angry the way they attack Nigerians in diaspora. I don't really it's a free world, everybody, you have your right to say whatever you want to say. It's a free speech, First Amendment, but I think there are other ways. All things are not equal, like my sister already said, and there's other ways. We can go to Nigerian churches with flyers, and so to make people aware of what is going on. Then I think people will contribute, and we set up, and I think there's an account or some information where we can donate, and also on the internet where you can see the progress so far. Believe me, it can be achieved. I don't think that I know that things are hard, but believe me, it can be done. No matter how hard, we can squeeze in little thing here and there. If we are waiting for us to be a millionaire before we can do something, it might never happen. So we contribute, no matter how little. It helps. Money is money. So personally, like I said, I was little during the Civil War, but now I was little. I wasn't old enough to bear arm and be in the army, but I was old enough to be in the boys' company, so I knew everything. So
you served your country even happened in boys' company.
Yes, I knew what happened. Even when I ate lizard, it was so hard. Rats, just to survive. Yes. It was very difficult. Kwashiorkor, everything. It was a mess. People dying in heaps and bounds.
Yes.
So that's all I have to say, and I will spread the little news of what I've had so far.
Mm-hmm. Tell other people, thank you very, very much. We are grateful for your participation. We are grateful that you came here. I'm even more glad, and you have my respect and regard since you served your country. You distinguished yourself in the service of your country. When we get our country, we'll then tell them how we are going to honor those that sacrificed their life, those that gave their time, those that gave their labor in the service of Biafra. We shall honor all of them one after the other without hesitation when the time comes. We shall honor them. We know what to do. We are civilized people. We know what to do. Please, Odi, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. Fellow Biafrans, you have heard from Biafran hero who is sitting next to me, his sufferings in Biafra. This is part of the thing that we need to deal with, the issue of fear, the issue of trust. You know, we have to grapple with it, and that is what we are grappling with, and so many other forces that are attacking us as a people. So don't give hope. Let us trust God and continue to work hard. You know, wherever you are, you know, if you see somebody on the road or you meet him wherever, in the churches, in gathering places, Biafran flyers, please, you can print out Biafran flyers from the internet yourself and spread the flyers, you know, where Igbo people meet in churches and in where in their birthdays and whatever kind of occasions they have or ceremonies, and spread them out. And we are doing that here in Los Angeles, and we believe that the future holds is bright for us because we are doing the right thing. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very, very much. And from me, Nnamdi Kanu, it's been a pleasure having all of you. We are upset, and when we get upset, a lot of people must try to understand. If you are not upset when your people are dying, I don't know what is going to make you upset. If you're not upset that somebody driving cattle all over the place is ruling you, then there is something wrong with you. If you're not upset that they take oil from Egbema, they take our resources, they stop us from generating electricity with coal, they make life intolerable for us, they ask our children in Anambra to score 138 when those in Yobe only score 2 to go to the same school, then there is something wrong with you. Here at Radio Biafra, we let it all hang out. We tell people the truth. We tell people what we're going to do to redeem ourselves as a race. And that is precisely what we are doing. Radio Biafra and its activities is regulated and controlled by the Council of Elders of the Indigenous People of Biafra. We are answerable to them, led by His Royal Majesty Honorable Justice Ezozubo, retired. Also assisted by Dr. Dozie Ikedife with Joe Achuzie Cornell, retired, as the secretary. What we are doing is above board. What we're doing is legitimate. Our hands are clean. We are going forward to get Biafra. We are not retreating either. We're going to surrender. It is either we get Biafra or we die trying to get Biafra. Rejoin us in about 3 hours time. 12 midnight in London is 4 p.m. here, isn't it? Yes. 4 p.m. here in Los Angeles. Tell people, pick up the phone, email all your friends who are in America, Facebook them, send them text messages on BlackBerry, tell them to listen to Radio Biafra. We are here in the United States. Thank you very much, all of you, for listening, and God bless you one after the other. Continue to spread the message about Biafra. Continue to spread the redemption message until Biafra comes, because come, it shall happen very, very soon. Thank you.
bia diko wakasia Onwa bia diko wejedebe Onwa bia diko wakasia Weje kubolisa omesi ogadema Onwa bia diko wakasia Onwa bia obulo ekwensu Onwa bia diko wakasia Oye welo ndede otesi ogadema Angananti asili umueno Angananti okumu Angananti asili umueno Ibi mena numu wagaselele Angananti asili umueno Angananti okumu Angananti asili umueno Ibi mena numu wagaselele